today. This is rainy, a little chillier, and it's just really drizzling. So I hope that doesn't affect this too much. See, I even have 2 layers on. Yesterday was like 80 degrees or something. Today's in the 60s or 70s. And what makes it colder is that chilly drizzle. Drizzle, drizzle on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all, right? Hi, Daniel. Well, I'm down at the Lincoln Memorial. There's the lady cleaning up there, which is nice, and maybe she's gonna put me in her bag. Actually, somebody took a photo of me standing in the garbage can over there. It was on one of the Arts Council's posts. It was a contest for photographers, and somebody saw me down here. Hey, I want to enter your photo of you, and so I stood up in the garbage can because I know that's where a lot of people want me, probably ex-wives or whatever. But that's an old joke. What I want to talk about today is how I'm able to help people personally at Let's Go Help apply to every grant they're eligible for. I mean, it really, I mean, this is what keeps me going and will keep me going for another 15 or 20 years. I don't know how long. But just today I saw in the paper that there are government programs for business, you know, of $20 billion or dollars or more, that people haven't applied for. They only gave out 5% of the money, and they've had that money for almost, God, 3-4 months already, and they only gave out 5%. Another interesting figure I've seen, of all the money, the stimulus money that has been given out to individuals, 2.5 trillion, okay, $2.5 trillion are sitting in savings account of richer people that didn't need the money. They're waiting till the pandemic is over and then go out, you know, that way. And oh, somebody's yelling at somebody else. So, I mean, $2.5 trillion is just sitting there. The stimulus money, you know, why didn't they give double the money to people who really needed it? You know, I mean, Let's Go Help members, I see the pain that is out there is incredible. I mean, we have a grant program of $500,000. We're giving out 20 awards or so. And the stories people have, and that's why I'm going to come up with a scholarship for people on Let's Go Help that really, they can't afford to give me $20. They shouldn't. But I guess they don't have any other way of knowing. But what I do, I'm able to, I mean, this sounds funny, but I'm able to help people, you know, personally. First of all, you know, on Let's Go Help, when you start a discussion, if you start a discussion, I answer that. And see, that's your first time in Let's Go Help. And see, the problem is most people think that all applications are hard. They haven't seen them. You know, they never tried. So they think, oh, grant application. I mean, you could go and Google grant application. They'll tell you how hard it is and all this kind of stuff. And really, that's an old thing, because grants are not only, you know, for your big $500,000 nonprofit to apply for something. No, it's the same term that's given to just somebody needs, you know, $1,000, $2,000, or wants to fix up their house or go to school or whatever. See, those applications aren't typical grant, even though they are a grant, and you'll talk to grant writers and say how difficult it is, but they won't be for you. Because they're only a few pages, fill in the blanks. You don't, you know, 9 times out of 10 or 99 times out of 100, you won't need some grant professional writer to help you. And that's right, don't even make that decision until you get the application. That's, you know, people say, oh, I want to apply for grants and I need a grant writer. No, that's exactly the wrong attitude to have. But it's understandable, because that's what happens. We go by generally accepted theory or whatever. If you put in our grant applications hard, and you'll get all these websites that'll say, but the ones you want and the ones that are there to help you financially are not. a few maybe, but don't worry about it until you get the application. The hard part of this process, finding money to apply for, particularly free money to apply for, is finding the right office. That's what's hard, and that's what I specialize in. And when it comes time to write out the application and you can't, I'll show you where to get free help to help you fill out those blanks. There's only 10 to fill out. And if you have problems, you don't need to hire somebody for $500 to do that. So I get so many people saying that I need a grant writer because I want a grant. No, you have to stop thinking that. Unless you're a big nonprofit organization, which at least my members aren't. They may be little small nonprofits, but they're not the big guys, and they're the people who need grant writers. And even if you maybe need that, get the application first. That's where you're going to spend all your time and your money and effort, that is, like me, for $20. That's what I could do for $20. I could show you that. I show you the links, and I don't even show you all the grants, because there are so many grants, and it's so complicated out there. I'm a member, can get dental help, some help work through the website. I'm a member, can I? Yes, if you need dental, free or low-cost dental health, yes, we have a special report for every state that shows you free and low-cost dental health care, pay your medical bills and all those things. Any good automated filer apps. I don't know what that means, but if you're saying an app that fills out all the applications, no. There's 20,000 applications. They're all different, and you can't... Every once in a while, like Womply did an app to fill out that PPP loan. So occasionally that will happen, but it won't for all of them. See, the key to this is finding out what grants are for you, because they're different in every state, they're called something different in every city and everything, is find the offices that are most likely to have the money, or to know where the money is for your problem. And that's what I do. So that's what I show you, all the offices in your state that are most likely to have money to pay your bills, or get an education, or start a business, or solve your health problems, or whatever. So now what you get from me is a listing by state. And if you want only the listing and you never want to talk to me, fine. That's what Lesko reports are. They send you the list. They're $5.95. And I've been spending 30 or 40 years doing this. And so that's why I know how this falls into place, logically. There's no logic to the government. They have a problem and they start a program, and they don't care what program is there or to get rid of it. No, there's no logic involved in this stuff. But there is a logic in the process of finding where you should apply. And that's the key. And that's what I provide. I mean, after studying this, I see patterns, I see whatever. I've written 100 books on the subject. So I know that they don't fall into logical categories that you and I would think of if we didn't know stuff. So that's why you come looking for help, not knowing what the answer should be. That's why you're asking the wrong question, is really what it happens. And then even when you ask the right question, you need the heart to heart. You need that heart to keep at it, to get to the finish line and find it out. And that's what I do. So when if you're a member, then just come back, hey, I got screwed up, whatever, and see what's neat about the membership is other people help you. Yeah, I found that. Yeah, and Harry over at that office was such an asshole. He couldn't help me at all. So I went over to Helen. Now she's in the office next door. See, that's the kind of help I'm trying to get everybody to do, because you guys will know more about an individual program than I ever will. I don't apply to all these. I apply to the few. I got business money, and that's the money I'm giving out in my grant. So if you want to apply for my $1,000 grant, you have to be a member of Lesko Help, and it's www.free.lesko.com/giveaway. Okay, so www.free.lesko.com/giveaway. To become a member, you can look in the description, and it's leskohelp.com. leskohelp.com. Look up a mentor. Single people, yes. Single people file. It depends. Some places it's the state, some it's the county, some it's a nonprofit organization. Those emergency rental, yes. So you get a list. I mean, they've been sitting on that money for 4 months and just starting to give it out. See, and that's what. So the people that understand that will be the first in line when they're eligible for, when that door opens up. And that's what I try to do, is try to teach you. And I'm already a member. Great, Davis. So go there and put it, anything that comes to mind now, start a discussion, I'll answer it. Usually takes me up to 48 hours the longest. I don't think I've been more than 28 hours, or 24 hours, but 48 hours is sort of the drop dead date that I have. And if you're ever pissed at what I'm doing or whatever, I'll give you the money back, no questions asked. You need your money that you gave to me, I'll give it back to you. I don't want to cause a problem. I want to help solve a problem. And for $20, if I could help you by giving your $20 back, I mean, that is a day worth living, you know. And that's why now we're going to start offering scholarships so people really can't afford it but really need this information and have to continue learning. This isn't a one-time shot. Things change. It's a complicated, it's taken me 40 years to learn all I know, and I still don't know everything. Yeah, it's too much, it's too big. And now that they're throwing money around more than ever before, twice as much money is given out as ever before in America. And that's why I'm trying to make sure more people know about it. You know, the rich people will find out. That's why they got all their money. They don't need it. They're waiting till the pandemic's over to take cruises or whatever the heck they're going to do with their money. But see, that's another idea. That's where that's an opportunity for you. If you want to start a business, right, you don't need to start a business. You just say, hey, I'll do something for you. Go on something like TaskRabbit or one of these things that are a crowdfunding thing and say, hey, I fix toilets, or I cut lawns, I do this, I do that. And now you have everything taken care of to be in business. You have a place where people could hire you, a place that will get their money, and a place that will pay you on time, and they take, what, 10% or something like that. So all you have to do is help find customers, and they even help find customers, but you do it too. You get that TaskRabbit or whatever the app is that you signed up for as a provider, and send that around to your friends, neighborhoods, start doing blogs. Hey, I do this in the area. Hey, and you could book an appointment with me here. And you don't have to worry about anything. You already started business. You just have to worry about getting customers, and that's the key. Because if you don't have customers, you don't have bupkis. That's the key to it. So all the other stuff you think you have to worry about, being an LLC, being an XYZ, or just being an idiot, you don't worry about any of that. Getting paid, no. Dealing with the IRS, no. Dealing with personnel problems, no. You don't have to worry about anything if you sign up to one of these things. Is it $19.90 a month fee? Yes, $19.95 per month. That's at letsgohelp.com. And that's why I'm putting together things on that, because there's two things if you're hurting for money. One is to find the programs that will help you through this problem time you have, bigger cash and everything, and then also start using the gig. So it's really grant gigs to get out of the hole you're in. Don't rely on grants, don't rely on gigs, rely on both of them, because you start figuring out ways you're going to keep getting in. Don't forget, grants are only one time. So you're still solve your problem because you don't have anything regular coming in. So that's why you have to do is grants and gigs. Figure out the grants that are local, and also what gigs you could perform right at home and get extra money. And that doesn't mean commit it like get married to some boss. No, the gigs are one-night stands every day. You want to work, you don't. And you don't have to if you don't want to. You can quit in the middle if you want to. You can tell your boss to go to hell if you want. Nobody cares because they're all robots. And there's no personality in robots. That's the bad part, but the good part is they don't care if your uncle is sick again and you can't show up to work. You don't have to use the same excuse 10 times, right? And that's what's important. And that's why I'm so shocked. The technology, I used to do this for Fortune 500 companies. You tell me what your company needs, I go out and show you how to get it for free or get money to do it. And I would charge $5,000, $10,000 to do that, And now I could do it for $20. And this is the greatest thrill of my life, because rich people are not fun to work with. They're not, as a whole. Sure, there's some nice rich people, but as a whole, no, man, they're so goddamn demanding and ungrateful and bleed the hell out of you. Just look at Trump. I mean, if you worked for him, he has sued more people, from my understanding, and haven't paid more people to work for him than probably most people in the country. That's the way rich people stay rich, I guess. I don't know, but it's not my game. I want to help people that really need it and just figure out how to make a living. How do I send the $20? Well, PayPal or credit card. That's how you have to sign up online. It's all online, and that's how I answer the questions. You can't call me, you can't message me. It's really through the closed Facebook group, and you start a discussion there. I look at the discussions every day and start answering them. We have another site too. When you join, you automatically belong to Let's Go Help too, and that's on another platform, because we get a lot of junk inside of Facebook. So I'm trying to start something else on the side, so we have a place to jump to, and people are joining there to be in state groups. So your state, so you can learn more ERA, the emergency rental assistance. Yes, but it's locally. The emergency rental is a national program, but paid out locally. So you have to find out. Some places it's a state office, some places it's a county office, some places it's a nonprofit organization. There is a list of them I could send you if you're a member, and it's put out by one of the associations, the rental association, the housing association, those kind of nonprofits. I don't have them off the top of my head, I'm sorry. But you could call your elected official. So if you know the ERA, Emergency Rental Assistance, ask them where the offices are where you live to apply for the Emergency Rental Assistance. Now, that doesn't mean there's only that one program. There are other rental programs locally by the state. They have other money. California has a windfall. Can you believe that? They have too much tax money they collected in California. Why? Because the rich people made a fortune in the pandemic. So they collected a shitload of taxes from the rich people, and they're going to pay everybody's rent bill and utility bill. So that will be a state program in addition to the ERA. So you got another thing to do. So don't stop. You're looking for one thing that's not there. Don't give up and, there's nothing here. That's what I do. I give you a shopping list. I say, okay, here's 17 girls that are interested in looking for a date. You call each one of those and see if they want to go out with you, or 17 guys, or whatever. So if one says no, you got another one that you could ask. That's the name of every game, looking for a job or whatever. It's not going to one place. Oh, they're not hiring today. I'll go home and wait till they call me. You'll start looking for grants in no time. Because they're never going to call you, right? So you always have to have something else going. You can't rely on one thing. Life's too uncertain for that. That's why you got to do grants and gigs. You get the grants, they're one-time things, and you start figuring out the gigs, because that's all-time things. And more people are working gigs now than ever before. Where are the good places to look for current colleges for tuition assistance grants and bill assistance? Well, actually, your colleges now have grant money from COVID relief grant money. Go start with your start with your financial assistance office. Go down there, because they get grant to give to students who have trouble paying their bills. Okay, not only tuition and everything, but just living expenses. That's the place. And then the same places for everybody else. It doesn't matter you're a college graduate or 87 years old and sitting in a old folks home. This money is for you. You're American. Not even American. You just have to be legal here. And you don't even have to be that. Many of this stuff, they're giving DACA people, aren't, well, I guess that's sort of legal. But there's a lot of them they're not. You don't have to be legal. You don't have to show patience. Not for every place. Some places you do, some places you don't. So whatever you say is right or wrong about one of these programs is right. And it's also wrong for the other program. So you can never say all programs are. No, one program is, this one isn't. So all programs are for people in America. There's other people that live here. As long as you're living here, man, yeah, that's how it's, you know, and you're alive, you're breathing. Yeah, you fog up the mirror. That means you're eligible. I need help. I can. Any suggestions for developing businesses with no employees or revenue in the state of Virginia? Yes. There are 7 organizations, probably 9 in Virginia. All they do, their job, they get grants. These organizations in every state get grants to help you start or expand any business you want. That's what they're there for. So where to find them? You could go to your Small Business Development Center, and also go to Meetup, MEETUP.com. Find entrepreneur meetups in wherever you live in Virginia or wherever you live in the United States. That's a good place to see what other people have found out. So that's meetups.com, and then your local Small Business Development Center. And SBDC. So you want to, if you Google local SBDC, the main number, the name website where you can put in your zip code and find out is Americas, AMERICAS, and then SBDC.org. Looking for a good community bank in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Yes, I just did, yesterday I did on community banks. I have nice banks. Look for the video I did on nice banks. And they even have some grants. Some of them have grants. And they match your savings with a grant to match it, so you could save more. And so look in that video. I have the link in the description, or you could do this. This is how I would find it. Find community banks, okay? There's an association that has a map and a drop down. You put in your zip code and they show you all the community banks in your area. And you're right, they're nicer. Good morning from California. Wow, I can't believe I have you online. Yes! And it's raining. I don't know how long ago. Wanted a grant to start a business, live in Cleveland. Well, I mean, the real answer is maybe you start looking, because you'll also see the more you start looking, the sources I just gave you, the meetup.com and the Small Business Development, that there's other ways to start a business. And particularly now, it's just getting customers. And I have a report, if you remember, ask me about that. It's how to retire in 3 years. Just headlines are just, clickbait. That's what because if I can't get your attention, man, I can't teach anything. And that's the objective of me acting like a complete fool, and my parents never admitting I was their son when I was doing TV. I would act so crazy. Yeah, so you have to get through that stuff. But it is there. Remember, it's letsgohelp.com and letsgoreports.com. The reports are $5.95, and I love the rain. I'm singing in the rain. This is singing to me. So letsgoreports.com and letsgohelp.com. Let's Go Help is the $19.95. Let's Go Reports is the $5.95. One time, bim bam, thank you, ma'am. And that's it. All the reports, if you remember Let's Go Help, you get all the reports for free. I'm trying to start cleaning service. Well, you don't need money to do that. You maybe need supplies. Okay, that's different. That's not a whole lot of money. So start with these other groups I tell you about. I'll give you the whole list. You could go to Let's Go Reports and download the list of all the offices in your state that help you for free to start any business. I have, 52 separate reports for that, or for debt, or for healthcare, for business, for education, for housing, and that's what reports are. And then if you're a member, all those reports are free for members. And that's it. I better get going, guys, okay? It's starting to get a little drizzly. But thanks for putting up with me. I'm having more fun in my life than I've ever had, and that's because I'm feeling I'm helping people better than I ever have. Selling books and sending them a book, they would just use it as a door stopper and never really use it. Now people are using it, and they're getting back to me about how they use it, and give me, if it helps somehow, send me an email, letsgofreeradio@gmail.com, or if you're a member, start a discussion and tell me how you helped you, because the other people see that more important, instead of just some clown telling them how to do this stuff. How could you trust a clown? Right? So with you reassuring people will help, and even whether they buy some or not. And actually what I'm trying to do is get back money we make to give back in our own grant system. So we have a grant system now. We're going to have the drawing on the actually, we're going to read them all on July 4th, and we'll start another one right away to start giving back the profits we made. So thanks a lot for being here.